Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us for another edition of Chronic Conversations. My name is Jerry Anderson, aka Jerry Leonard, the host. You know my beautiful wife and co-host Jennifer's in the background taking some pictures for us. Say hello. Hello. We got, as always, Sean with us. We got Coach K over here on the side, and now let me introduce my guest. I'm very pleased to announce you, sir. I'm very excited for the 31st. This is Blayton Watson, man. Thank you so much for coming. Before we get started, just kind of introduce yourself, tell people who you are.
All right, man, I'm Blayton Watson. I'm from down here in Johnson City, Tennessee, the Tri-Cities area. We got Bristol, Kingsport right above us over here. About 2 hours from Knoxville, 3 hours from Chat. Right on the other side of North Carolina, right here in the middle. Been down here boxing for about 20 years, man. Yeah, I won the Junior Olympics when I was little. Placed in the National Golden Gloves, placed fourth out there my first year going when I was like 17. Won the world national ringside. Yeah, just turned pro. Honestly, about 8 years. I turned pro when I was 21, 29 now, but I took a long 6-year layoff, getting the fights, get built up, trying to keep a job, working, doing all the extra shit.
Trying to eat like
exactly, yeah. And then I had a knee injury. I was training with some MMA cats and took a nasty ass leg kick.
Yeah.
Sat down for a while off of that. Yeah. But now we're getting back, man. Just got fat, had to lose a lot of weight. But
you excited?
Oh, hell yeah. No, I'm excited. More eager than anything. More back in there, yeah.
Well, and I kind of just joining us next to us, too.
It's my coach right here, Scott Vance. He's been down here for way longer than 20 years.
Yeah, I've been coaching for 31 years. Had a lot of national champions. Blayton Watson won the National Junior Olympics in Marquette, Michigan, back a few years back before he turned pro.
Yeah, my cousin, my brother, that's a big
Charlie
thing.
Watson,
Brad Austin, we've had
national champions.
all kinds of fight down this way.
Oh, yeah. It feels like the Tennessee in general, Chattanooga, this area, some of these others, that boxing is finally starting to make a little bit of a comeback. Like people are starting to wake up from slumber or something, because it seemed like people have been sleeping on boxing for a while.
Yeah.
So I believe you can be part of what's bringing boxing back. Is that
adding
any pressure or?
No, man. Hopefully we can bring it back and get it out of these YouTubers' hands. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
That's it. It's just a tragedy. If you ask me, they're making money that we've been fighting our whole life to try to get. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we deserve. Exactly. Not even just me. I know fighters that have, like I said, also gave up on it, and they've got to 16, 18, and 1 or 2. Took those 2 losses and barely made any money to support your family. That's the part that people don't see. You know what I'm saying? You gotta eat at the same time. You're out here running 5 miles a day. Exactly. You're training twice a day. A lot of times I don't get home till 9, 10 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it just goes hand in hand.
Yeah, because you still got bills. I mean,
they don't like your life don't stop because you're doing extracurriculars. You know, to a lot of people this would be extracurricular. But this is my life. You know?
Yeah.
That's what I've dedicated my whole life to. Like I said, you put 20 years into something. I'm only 29. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, you're just not ready to get proud.
Exactly. Trying to get something back out of the sport.
Right.
That's when it becomes fun to a job. Now I have to take it as a full-time job.
Does that change the dynamic any? Does that add any more pressure or?
Not necessarily. I mean, you still gotta go have fun. You gotta look at it either way. It's extracurricular. It is. It's something that, like I said, it could be gone tomorrow. We had a fellow fighter that just passed away this past year, Roy King. He was a good guy. He opened up a gym for us whenever they shut down our athletic club from the city. Our funding got cut, so we had to shut that gym down. It's all happened over the past 8 to 10 years. Mm-hmm. But he opened up Bang Bang down the street over there, and he turned us pro. We signed with him, and then had our little fallout with a contract. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
We were still friends and still my buddy. Like I said, just
that's good. You separate business from friendship.
Just an eye opener. You know what I'm saying? Because he's no longer with us from the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? It happened from boxing, so it's something that you can't. It's not a game. Whether you look at it like it's a game or you look at it as an extracurricular, it's really not. It's a lifestyle. It's a lot of people's lives.
It's literally your life. I mean, you're literally putting on your life on the line when you get in the ring every time. So that's what people don't understand, and too, is that you're out there.
You gotta have a love for it. You gotta have a love for it.
You can't play boxing.
No,
it's real.
Yeah.
You have to. You got to train hard. You have to be disciplined. And you have to go in the ring. Go in the ring thinking that, hey, I gotta hurt this guy.
Yeah.
That's that's the name of the game.
So, because we was talking about that earlier, me and Coach K, about some of those. You got some really talented guys out there that are a little bit too nice for their own good. Do you ever see anything like that come across your gym, and if you do, what do you do in a situation like that? Like, he's got talent, he's got what it takes, but when he gets out there, like, he don't want to hurt somebody, or he's afraid he's going to hurt him.
Yeah,
How do you deal with that?
I've seen kids. It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you got to work with kids. You got to work with them, and get them prepared for a fight.
Because that mental toughness is really the biggest part.
Yeah,
right?
middle is
90% of boxing, middle. It's all good, you know.
Yeah, and then get in shape. That's the 10%.
Mm-hmm.
That's the rest 10%. But yeah, you have to be mentally ready to box.
Yeah.
It's a hard sport.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
sport.
Tell the KK, you gotta be born for this
Gotta be
shit.
born
You gotta
for
call
it.
it, right?
That's it. You
Gotta
gotta
be
have
born
a call
for it.
name. Like this,
You don't answer it, it's loud.
every day that I took off was, even the days that I was off, like I said, like I took a 6-year layoff. I mean, I still trained 6 months out of the year. You know, I did a lot of vacation. I worked on the road. I laid tile. You know what I'm saying? So, I was always on the road. But when I would come back, that's why I built this gym here. You know what I'm saying? Because the gym down the street, like I said, financially we was cool. But
It's a nice place to get everything you
appreciate
check out. I really like
It
it.
does the job.
I like
Yes,
it.
sir. Beehive Boxing down here in Tennessee, man. Come check us out.
Do you
About to
take
have
on
some
fighters?
national champions. Yeah, we got about 8 amateur fighters right now that come about every day.
Nice.
We're trying to have a pro-am show September, around mid-September sometime. So hopefully we'll get a lot of these first fights in September.
How do people get a hold of you if they want to maybe get a hold of you for boxing, either on the boxing side or on the fan side to get tickets or something?
I'm still actually getting a webpage made for my gym, but we'll be sharing everything on my Facebook page, Blayton Watson. You can go look me up there, and I usually accept most people's friend requests as long as you don't look like you're scamming or something. If you don't have a Facebook picture, I'm probably not going to accept your friend request. It's 2021, everybody should have a Facebook picture,
Yeah.
But that's where I do a lot of my promotions at. Same thing. I just
Social media.
social media networking. Yeah, I got a guy making me a website right now for my gym, but I want to do a little more content.
And for you guys, I'll have it on, we'll have it on our Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and everything too. So if you can't find his page for some reason and you're on ours, we can guide you there.
I'll have it on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, you can Sean, Coach K,
Yeah, so that
46eleven.
y'all, we sharing it.
Hopefully, y'all be seeing this on ESPN soon.
Most definitely.
Fox Sports 1, people see Fox. We're trying to get on all those shows here soon.
I'm ready to see.
UTC in Chattanooga, October.
Yes.
So we got that coming up. August the 28th in Morristown, right down here in Morristown at the Harley Davidson shop.
September 11th in Johnson City at the Holiday Inn.
Yes, sir. We got a lot of stuff lined up.
It sounds like you got a busy time ahead of you.
That's the way I wish it would have started out.
Yeah.
So when it took the layoff, we did it. We'd have had fights lined up back
I
to
thought
back.
you say that it came out anyway, or is this, are we trying to catch up a little bit now?
A little bit of both. I won't lie, like I said, it's good, but honestly, it's better to fight at least 6 times a year for me. Because in the amateurs, when you're fighting, you can fight 6 times in a tournament. You go to a 10-day tournament, you might fight 6 of those 10 days. So that's what made us better fighters as amateurs. Going to those tournaments, getting that exposure, getting that work with different people. Because nowadays, it's tough to get sparring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like every gym you go to, I'm getting older. You know what I'm saying? So you get in there with the young guns, they're trying to come back. They're going all exactly. They don't understand work. Exactly. And then we all get mad, we get frustrated. Everybody starts swinging, throwing crazy punches, and it's not sparring. Any gym you go to is going to be like that as well. If you go out here to Vegas and you see the people that Javante and them are sparring, like they have heated sparring battles, but at the same time they get 10, 12, sometimes 16, 18 rounds of sparring, and that's their work for the day. It's tough to get a good 8 to 10 rounds around our area, So you gotta branch out, go from here, and then like I said, the time you gotta work, you gotta do this, just balancing everything out becomes a task. But
As long as you've been doing it now, how is sparring as important as it used to be, or is it now just to keep you crisp? Are you still trying to learn new things?
I think
Definitely. It's one of the most important things in boxing is being in the ring. Once you're inside the ring, you know you're getting hit, you're slipping punches, you're giving punches.
Time,
Just time. Yeah, that's one thing that these bags aren't going to teach you is
Right.
punching your ass back.
Yeah.
You're going to hit them, but they ain't hitting your ass back.
I've seen guys that are really good at working out at the gym, but then, you know, they get in the ring and I think they used to call it sparring center.
Yeah.
You ever see that? How do you push this another mental thing?
Yeah, you know, like James Toney, you know, I think one of the greatest fighters of all time, right? Very crafty fighter. He used to, all he used to do is go in and he used to train at the ballpark gym with Freddie Roach.
Right.
He'd go in and train and spar 15 to 20 rounds every day. He'd go home. He wouldn't hit the bag. He wouldn't do nothing but spar. That's all he did for him to get ready for a fight. You know, I don't know if that's good to do that every day.
Right.
You know, I say that's a lot of beating. But
I guess it's an individual thing too, right? Depending on the fighter, different fighters.
Yeah, like I
said, a bit of training and rest and all that stuff.
And the type of sparring that you get, you got that work where you go in there and you're working with somebody and you're not exactly trading shots, but you know, you'll throw a good combination, they're like good one, and they'll come back with a good combination. You know, that's work. You get 10 to 15 rounds of work like that, as opposed to somebody coming in there and they're like, you know, fuck this guy up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. That's the sparring that takes a toll on your body. You know what I'm saying?
So if you could give advice to younger guys coming up and wanting to spar with some of the guys that are already up there and they want to earn that respect and they still want to be accepted around those, is there any kind of advice you give them? Like, you know, you need to have the mentality of what you're there for because you're performing a job for somebody. Basically, you need to do the details of the job. Right?
this is what I tell the kids sometimes. I tell them sometimes, you know, you get it, you know, you go out to spar Canelo Alvarez. You go out there and spar him, and you think you can go in there and kick his ass.
Yeah.
You know, you're thinking wrong.
Yeah.
You're thinking wrong. Because he's gonna come back, and then he's gonna give you a ticket, your plane ticket the next day to go back home.
Right.
That's what he's gonna do.
And word travels fast. These are types.
Exactly. Boss is a small family. So what you do, you go out there, you work with him. You work with him. He work with you to get the work. You get more rounds if you work together.
Yeah.
You don't want to get in there and
Learning, you know,
Hey,
you're learning with things that you're not seeing when you're just all going gung ho. That's what I call going gung ho. You're just going out to try to beat somebody. That's not boxing to me.
why would you go out there?
20 years.
Why would you go to Canelo's gym? Think he's gonna go kick his ass?
That's already.
It's his ass. It's crazy. Go out there and learn. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what
It's an opportunity.
Learn. Exactly.
And you got to decide how you're going to make best of it. If you don't make best of it, then it could be, you may not get that other opportunity because how many opportunities come along?
Exactly.
Few and far between.
Exactly.
So you're 6-0, is that correct?
Yes, sir. 6-0, 3 knockouts. Right now, going for the 4th.
Does that bring extra added pressure being 6-0? You just how do you look at a loss if it comes? Is it?
I
Well,
mean,
we don't think about it.
yes,
Right.
I really try to keep it out of the back of my head, but you always got
positive.
you never want to underestimate your opponent, but I know
Right.
I've been down here doing what I need to do. And like I said, there's a reason that I got to 6-0 because I mean the talent's there. And then I took my long break because if you're not eating, drinking, and sleeping boxing, you shouldn't be in there. I never played in my sport and I don't plan on playing now. You know what I'm saying? I've been running 5 miles. Exactly. I've been running my 5 miles every day. I still got a little weight to lose if you can't tell, but I mean I was 265 pounds, you know? Yeah, so I'm down to 185. Still got another close to 20 pounds to lose to get back to my original weight class, which is super middleweight. That's my weight class. I will reign at 168 for sure. But
Yeah.
you gotta take some fights back to get yourself back to that level, like I said, to where you need to be. So I'm just eager to get back in the ring.
Just eager for all of them in general. Is there any certain fight coming up that you're particularly excited about, or yours or somebody else's? Maybe
The fight at the Holiday Inn, or that'll be my first fight back, but that was my last fight there too. I had my last fight at the Holiday Inn, so it'll be nice to be back there. Yeah, return to the same place. Yes, sir. It's gonna be a great night.
Well, tell people who first that know you what they can expect, and then tell people that don't know you what they can expect from you on the 31st.
On the 31st, what you can expect from me is to come out cool, level-headed, getting that work. I want to fill them out the first round. You know, I want to go out there going crazy, like I was telling you, sparring. We've been working on being patient, but I'm definitely looking for a knockout. You know, I'd like to put this just got pulled to sleep. I'm not completely lights out, laying there, you know, when the Javante Davis uppercuts is what I'm trying to hit his ass with. We've been working on that a lot, slipping the punches, you know, working on landing those big power shots instead of fighting amateur style, throwing a lot of punches because my
Trying
past.
to touch him with the.
Exactly. I don't want to waste any shots, but at the same time, trying to
Take
make
your time.
exactly make our
Take your
punches
time,
count.
make everything count.
I don't think people understand either how big a difference between amateur scoring and the way they score versus pro scoring too. Was that a hard transition for you? Could you tell me a little bit about the difference between like the amateur scoring versus the pro scoring?
Well, the professional scoring is being more effective. Okay, so you know it is with amateur boxing. Amateur boxing is effective, but it's more as a key pad.
Yes.
Other than that punches off and go, you know, they're counting punches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So more in the professionals is more effective shots.
We're looking at more things like the
Yes,
shots,
yes,
yes.
yes.
And sometimes the amateur scoring works out well, and sometimes it doesn't too.
Right. In the amateurs, that was a big part of my problem was I was more of a counter puncher. I was sitting waiting on somebody and somebody out punching me throughout the fight. So a lot of the fights that I lost in nationals, they would be 3-2 splits because the guy had maybe landed 10 more punches than I did.
Do you think something was for pro versus amateur? Or just
I've always had a pro style, but like I said, we sparred a lot of pros growing up. As soon as we turned 15 and 16 years old, we were sparring pros from that day on. Because I mean, that's just and giving them great work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these pros, you can call Big Zoe out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Another one of my guys got a fight the 31st right here in West Virginia. His name is Anthony Young. Anthony Young, yeah, he's right out of Knoxville, Nashville area.
Is he fighting for a world title?
Yeah, he's fighting for a title against Travis Henshaw, the rattlesnake, out in West Virginia.
Nice.
Yeah,
Great.
it's gonna be some good action out there
I
for
love
sure.
seeing these guys out of Tennessee come up like that. This was our build to come. I want to see these guys come so far. They built to be world champions. You know what?
Yeah.
Because all the guys that's world champions, they fought in amateurs and beat them. So you know they can still beat them. You know?
Yes.
The only thing they got to do is get in shape, get in the gym, get their head right, and get in there and go on.
We also got Avius, the underdog, working on this card.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Avius coming back. You know, this will be his sixth
Should've
fight.
been
Shout out to the underdog.
I just got to cuss them out.
Yeah, he's supposed to be here.
Brad.
He had to take back off on the road. That's what he
I just got
That's
cuss them out. They supposed to be, him and Brad supposed to be sitting right there. Him and Brad supposed to be sitting right there.
Yeah, man. Shout him out, though, man.
We love it. Oh, we love it.
Working hard. Brian Martin, Roger.
Oh,
Keith, Roger, Hill, down in Chattanooga.
Joe,
Barber Hall.
all the Tennessee guys.
We got a lot of people down here in Tennessee. We represent.
I know
Look,
My brother, Charlie
Chris,
Watson. We got my brother, Chris Howard,
Chris Howard,
Oh,
yeah, Tyler.
Man,
Come on, man, these guys
Tyler Howard.
bad. They just got to be seen.
Yeah.
And that's what we're gonna do.
Somebody
We're gonna make them be seen. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of great fighters, and shout out to Kevin Plant too.
Oh yeah,
Las
hey,
Vegas.
yeah.
that's good. He's watching. He's one of the best right now. He's looking at fighting Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? Give him man his
World
respect. He's
I
been
would
working.
love to get all these guys in the UTC for kids.
You know,
Oh, man, I'm telling
crazy.
Guess
All the
what?
talent, like he said, it's all
That's my dream.
Caleb Plant has an IBF world title, man. He came right through the same national gold medals as I did, right?
Yeah.
The weight class above me, you know what I'm saying? It just
Yeah.
he took it, you know, to the next level. He moved out west. He's been living out there, you know what I'm saying, getting in that good work, and he's got some great fights,
Yes.
and he's capitalized on them. Every opportunity, like you said, a few and far number. He's capitalized on every opportunity that he's got, and he's been honestly a mentor. I've been looking. He gives me that fire in my belly that hopefully one day I get to fight his ass. You know what I'm saying? We never got to fight. We never got to fight in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? So that's my weight class right there, and that's super middleweight. So I'll be done for him as soon as I can get my record to where his is at. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
you're getting to that point too, where you're going to be the mentor and where you're the reason that you're bringing your area up.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels great. Like I said, you know how it's easy to get straight away. You know, there's so many. What do you call it? They're out there in your life, and the obstacles. You just gotta either you go over them, or you go under them, or you go through them. You know what I'm saying? And I've definitely had to bust through these obstacles and be a bigger man. And like I said, when you're from a hometown, it's everybody always I'm asking like, hey man, come on out, come over here, let's go drink one, let's go have another beer. You know, and then you get trapped in that lifestyle and stray away from what your path is really meant to be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm back on exactly. I'm back on the path, and like I said, I've already made those mistakes, so I know what not to do now. You know what I'm saying?
See that
I knew, you know, that my heart wasn't in it at that time. Now my heart and my brain and everything I do
shows a lot of
every day.
maturity, especially somebody else.
I think comes with age, comes with age.
29, like I said, that's your prime. It's now or never. You know what I'm
28.
saying? I was last year. Like I said, we was
I've
looking
always
for a
thought-
last year.
I've always thought 28 to 35 is the prime.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, you're looking at Pacquiao right now, 43.
Everybody don't do it.
Yeah, Canelo just turned 31
You know,
2 days ago.
everybody's not like that.
Everybody is like that. It's not just for everybody.
He's not in his prime. I don't think Pacquiao's in his prime.
Pacquiao's-
But he's doing good.
I think Pacquiao's about to
Great.
get his ass knocked out.
Yeah.
But I think he's going against BJ. boy.
Hey, man.
Pac-Man,
Come on, man,
we
you
love
know.
you, Pac-Man, but I don't know what you was thinking taking that fight with BJ.
No,
Boy, you
no,
better
no.
sit your old ass down.
How about that?
Hey, I love Manny Pacquiao. I love Manny. I love Pac-Man.
I love
Hey, that boy EJ, that's a bad man. He can't do the same
It's
national
good.
gloves. When I placed in the national golden gloves, I placed fourth. He placed first. Earl Spence Jr. He's been at the top of the list since we was literally young kids. I was 17 years old. He's the same age, 17, 18.
You gotta start watching.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, bad man. EJ is bad man.
It's about time you got this fight too, I think.
Oh yeah, he definitely deserves it.
Yes.
How do you see this one going down?
Like I said, I feel like Pacquiao will come out strong on him, which he might win. Yeah, he might win the first 2 to 3 rounds, but Earl Spence can weather the storm. You know, I definitely don't think Manny Pacquiao has the strength to knock EJ out. And then once Earl starts catching Manny Pacquiao with those shots that we all know he has, just digging down to the body, coming back up to the head, Manny Pacquiao comes too straightforward for that. So he might get knocked out again like he got knocked out by Marcus Maidana. You know what I'm saying? With blade flat down on his face, so he's better. Yeah, Marquez, that's it.
I say Pacquiao makes it 6 rounds max.
Yeah.
I don't see.
I see the decision. I think Pacquiao make a decision.
You think he's gonna win a decision?
I think he'll lose a decision of 12 rounds. I don't think
that power Earl Spence got
think
there.
that-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That power.
In the time,
You know what? And you may be right, and I'm giving the benefit of the doubt.
So,
I like
That counter punch. I love the counter punch. Like you said, that aerial punch, you know, block. Land that hammer. And then when you land the hammer, it becomes easy work after that because either they're stunned or for one, you're going to get a break because it's going to be an 8 count. If you land the solid enough shot and put their ass down, you're going to get over there, work on your breathing, and then come back out and go to work. You know what I'm saying? While they're still trying to figure out where they're at.
Yeah.
Yes.
How has that been?
Oh, it's been great.
You said you were working out anyway.
Oh yeah, we're running 5 miles every day. I've been swimming for about the past 3 weeks now. Yeah, get there.
He really been training hard for the last 8 weeks. We really did.
Because like I said, I was 265 and then I come down to around 220 and I was stuck at the plateau at like 220. I just couldn't, you know, you hit those plateaus when you start losing that weight. That's how I am now. I got down to about, like I said, I'm steady walking around about 195, but I can sweat off the 10 pounds. Like,
Do you do
right now, I'm
nutrition
180.
and diet things, or do you do that for him, or how does
Now,
that?
he knows. He knows what to do. You know, he's been in sport for 40 years. He knows what to do.
That's it. Just eating a lot of lean meats. Everybody does the same diet. There's really
Water,
There's
drink water.
nothing but water. No beers, none of the fun shit. You don't get to do anything fun. Literally, like I said, it's a lifestyle. Boxing is something that you gotta eat, drink, and sleep. And when they say that, I mean that it rings true every day. If you don't, it shows up in the ring if you're not doing the other side of boxing. It takes about 3 things to be a boxer, if you ask me. It is dedication, preparation, and then the willingness to just do it. You know what I'm saying? To get in there, to step between the ropes on that night. You know
Your
what I'm saying?
discipline is what brings that motivation. A lot of people think motivation comes first, and then that discipline, they don't understand is you need that discipline first, and that's what leads to motivation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it is that. Exactly.
All mental.
All
Because I've heard a lot of fighters say, I don't worry about anything because I'm doing everything I can do within my control.
Yeah.
Is that how you view it? It's just as long as I'm
Everything I can.
season.
Yes, sir. When you asked about the loss, like I said, losses come, but they don't come whenever. If a loss comes and you've been working as hard as you do, and you gave it your all, then those are the losses that you can take. You know what I'm saying? With a smile on your face because you knew you did everything that you could possibly do to get that win.
I've also heard undefeated fighters, bouncing a no lose a fight, and that's one of the best things that happened to them because they finally learned something about themselves and they couldn't get to that next level until somebody humbled them.
Right, you have to be humble. This is a humble sport. You have to be humble.
Even though I will say, we was talking earlier, some sports use ball boxers have them anyway. Make everybody hate me.
Yeah, that is the difference. Like I said, you can play football, you can play basketball, you can play golf, you don't play boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's not a game.
Don't
They play boxing until you can't get out.
Don't play boxing, man.
Like boxing.
You get hurt playing boxing.
Boxing coach said, yeah, if you play football, what you do, you match somebody, boxing, okay? So what about basketball? You match somebody, what you do, says, so somebody says, what's going to happen? Someone in trouble. He says, you know what, you get in trouble here.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right? So you get to punch somebody in the face and somebody can punch you, and you're not going to get in trouble with that.
That's a lot of people's favorite thing when they ask me like, oh, they like fighting, they're like, oh, I don't want to box. So I throw the gloves off and slam somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that way in all class sports. I've done MMA and other things too. But when I'm watching boxing or MMA pay-per-view with somebody, it's hard because they say the stupidest things like, I swear punches and it's like,
Yeah. And like you said, a lot of those boxers, when they get in there one time, and immediately they're like, oh yeah, I'm not a badass. I've got friends, literally, that I can tag in this right now. Brooks Price, all them boys that thought they were badasses, and then they come to our gym and literally got humbled, bro. Like, they didn't realize how much we trained, how good we were. Like, when somebody just looks at you and you step back from their punch, and it's just like right in front of their face, that you're like, oh shit.
if they think you're going to get in there punch you, you're going to throw them fall down.
Yeah.
And it just don't work out that way. First of all, even in the amateurs, we've talked about this before. I didn't realize this until I started doing 2 minutes. It's a hell of a long time.
Oh yeah, 3 minutes. But we fight 3 minutes.
And then 3 minutes, how do you change? Do you up the cardio? Is it still the same? You just got to train the rounds different? How do you make that transition from the two? Because that's a minute. That's a big jump. Because again, people may not realize they hear 2 minutes, like, oh, 2 minutes. That's a long time. So you swinging at somebody swinging at you. You get tired quick.
Yes, it is.
How do you change up the training when they go from amateur to pro?
Well, it's, when you're a novice, you fight two minutes, you run 2 minute rounds.
Right.
And it's like I have a kid right now that's novice, okay? And we've been training for 3 minute rounds, and he was kind of a little slow for a fight that was in Chattanooga. Right. We were training 3 minute rounds.
He was pacing himself.
He was pacing himself. It's a different story. It's a different deal.
And that's that. From the energy, it's to be stationary and slip with your torso instead of moving your feet as much. You know what I'm saying? You're slipping here, head moving.
You see a little bit more. How tempted are you just
Mentality, but at the same time, like you said, you don't want to waste your shots. You go in there and you start throwing a bunch of punches. Exactly, you want to sit back and look for your punches so you can place your shots. Start looking for what's open, the openings that are there. So when you land those shots are actually going to count. You know what I'm saying?
And if you think about it, you go from the amateur to the pros, it's still you're only going for 4 rounds. And the pros start now. It's still more like the amateurs then too.
Yeah.
Okay, because
It goes by fast. Yeah, exactly.
It goes by fast.
Still goes by quick. You gotta get your shots off. You don't want to wait too long, but it's all about, to me, like I said, it's placing those punches. Instead of me, as an amateur, this is the best way I can put it. I'll be like, okay, I want to throw 1, 2, look. This time, I'll be like, okay, I want to step here, feint this, then throw a hook. You see what I'm saying?
And you have more time to work out his tendencies too, right?
Exactly.
If he has any patterns or tails or things like that.
And it takes a couple of rounds to figure out a kid, you know, and that's part of the process in a real fight.
You ever come across anybody that's just really unorthodox, really hard to figure out,
A lot of
puzzle
people,
or?
yeah. The first 3 fights I had, one of the guys that I fought, man, he come out and was just swinging on me. You know, like those are honestly to be the hardest fights. The fights where guys just come out completely untrained, all they know is the street fight, and you're sitting back trying to box, and all they're doing is just swinging at you. Because it's gonna make you don't know where the punches are coming from. You're trying to box and use your technique when technique's not going to do you any good at that point in time.
Right,
It's
just
just
about storm, right?
exactly either that or, like I said, the technique as far as your footwork. That's when your footwork comes in handy because you should be sidestepping, moving out of the way, spinning around people that come in like that, making them look dumb. You know what I'm saying? Spinning and throwing them into the ropes.
Embarrassing because again, that goes back to mentality. Now they start losing confidence in themselves. You've already really broken, right?
Already broken, man. You got it.
You got that eye. You see them when
Oh yeah, that's how punches. You can usually tell that they're like, he took those. You know,
Yeah.
Now I'm tired. And especially you come back, catch him with a body shot while they're overexerting all this energy. You catch them with a mean ass body shot. Like I said, you can just see their whole demeanor change. And,
Yeah.
like, you know, they
It
go
does. The whole body, facial expression,
Yeah.
yeah. How hard you try to hide it.
Oh, Rocky Marciano, he said it best, you know what I'm saying? It's not how hard you hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep going. Because that's part of the sport. You're gonna get hit. You know what I'm saying? It's just how you're gonna take it and fight back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so if you're one of those guys out there, thinks you're not gonna get
Far. You never ain't gonna get it.
So before we wrap it up, guys, what's your final word on why they need to come see you the 31st, and anything else y'all want to talk about or push right before we get out the air? Feel free to close.
I say you guys need to get out because 46eleven Promotions is gonna put on a great show. You know what I'm saying? We got about 7 to 8 fights on the card. 2 Tennessee boys, one against the underdog Griffin, and then you got myself, Blayton Watson. You know what I'm saying? I'm making my 7th pro fight, trying to get my 7th or 4th knockout, 7th win. And then after this, we going up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should be looking for me on all platforms. You know, ESPN, PBC, Fox, Fox Sports 1, trying to get me a good TV fight as a title. And like I said, I'm just eager to be back in the ring. You know, when you take off for something and it's your calling and it just won't let you go, you know that itch exactly to get you back. It should be something, like I said, I'm getting cold chills right now. These boys been looking at my arm and see it's just, you know, it's time.
I can't wait. I'm beyond excited because of your love, your passion for the sport, your respect for the sport, and how much you dedicated yourself.
Yes, sir. I'd like to shout out all my sponsors too. You don't have to look at them because I got
Make sure you go check these guys out, get things
Yes,
from them.
sir.
It helps these fighters out. You want to explain why he has to have these other sponsors versus like a Don King just throwing them in?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a promoter right now, or we've got a promoter that KJ, but he's got to have.
a manager usually pays for all your, you know, your opponents and your trunks, your medicals, all the shit that
It's not
goes.
cheap.
Exactly, everything all together. For instance, for this fight, for me, was close to $3,000. You know what I'm saying? So all my sponsors, I got Delta 9 Delivery sponsoring. Bella Jewelers, they're making jewelry for you. I got Bradford Masonry and Concrete. This guy, he'll come put retainer walls in for you. Got Grind and Strive every day, GSC, and my boys they put on in the studio. If you need to get your studio on. My boy Casper, Casper Trades, he does a lot of your cryptocurrency. Go check him out, Jesse Rogers. I got Exclusive Exotics. My buddy's selling storefront down here in Johnson City. He sells foreign snacks and foods that you get in Japan and stuff like that. All that. Got a big storefront in Bella Vita with your Italian food. You got you got Townsend Plumbing. He used to be an MMA fighter himself. He opened up his own plumbing company. You got the Drill Factory, Moss by Toya. She makes her own sea moss. Luke's Pizza. Like I said, there's so many. And then I want to shout out myself with Beehive Boxing. I just started my own gym, trying to bring up a little amateur team. Be coming up soon.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for bringing up sports, coach. You got anything else you want to say for it?
Well, I appreciate everything that Kevin Kenmore has done for us.
4611
hard.
Yes,
All right.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
as well, too.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Like I said, gives everybody an opportunity.
You know, man, you know, they tell us since we was like 9 years old, 8, 9.
Yeah,
Check this out. Y'all come over. Check these guys out. You know, we put them on the map.
Yes,
And
sir.
y'all gonna be wanting to fight them back there soon because they're gonna be something to reckon with. They're gonna do everything in our power to get them as many fights as they can.
You heard what the
Many
man said,
fights
better
as
come
we can
down
get.
while they still
You better come out while
$45.
it's ready. Hey, get in there. Boys ready. Let's support. There you go.
July 31st.
July
Yes,
31st.
sir. Hey,
I'm seeing these guys right now. One day you can see Vegas and you'll be like, man, I got to see him way back when.
And I can say I was close to him.
yes,
Ah.
we never forget.
We appreciate you guys.
Yes, that was great. That was
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Ah.
See you next time, guys. Say bye-bye.